Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to learn historical Chinese painters and modern Chinese painting. And now I'm going to introduce our first Chinese painter, Gu Kaizhi. Gu Kaizhi, born in modern Wuxi, was one of the earliest many-faceted artists in China. He was an eccentric courtier who is most famous as a painter of portraits and figure subjects, and also as a poet. He is recorded as having been among the first to paint a representation of Vimalakirti, the Buddhist saint who became popular in China. Gu Kaizhi's art is known today through copies of 3 silk hand scroll paintings attributed to him, admonitions of the instructress to the court ladies, nymph of the Luo River, and wise and benevolent women. Gu Kaizhi wrote 3 essays about painting theory: On Painting, Introduction of Famous Painting of Wei Jin dynasties, and Records on Painting Yuntai Mountain. According to him, the spirit of figure painting is all in the eyes. And now we are going to learn something about Wu Daozi. Wu Daozi, a native of Yangdi, Henan province, was a painter of the Chinese Tang dynasty who was so praised by later critics that his contributions are almost buried in myth. Wu Daozi is recorded as having painted a wide variety of subjects, perhaps painting large wall compositions of essentially Buddhist characters more than anything else. He is especially noted for his imagination and the expressive vigor of his brush, which is cited even by Tang critics who lavished a divine rating upon him. His brush probably created vividly expressive lines of alternatively thick and thin tensions, seen then and remembered still in distinct contrast to the more preciously colored and evenly controlled delineations of the contemporary courtly style. Now we are going to learn something about Wang Wei. Wang Wei, courtesy name is Mo Jie, was one of the most famous men of arts and letters during Tang Dynasty, one of the golden ages of Chinese cultural history. He is also called Wang Youcheng, Minister Wang of the Right. Wang Wei is popularly known as a model of humanistic education as expressed in poetry, music, and painting. In the 17th century, the writer on art, Dong Qichang, established Wang as the founder of the revered Southern School of painter-poets, whom Dong characterized as more concerned with personal expression than surface representation. Wang Wei's art can only be reconstructed theoretically on the basis of contemporary records and surviving copies of his paintings. He undoubtedly painted a variety of subjects and employed various styles, but he is particularly renowned for being among the first to develop the art of landscape painting. He is best known for ink monochrome landscapes, especially snowscapes. The latter demanded the use of po-mo, breaking the ink, a broader ink wash technique with which he is typically associated. Wang Wei's paintings were both innovative and traditional, but certainly it was his combination of masterful painting and poetic skills that brought about his almost mythical status in later ages. And now we will proceed to another very famous painter, Zhang Zeduan. Zhang Zeduan, his courtesy name is Zheng Dao. He was a famous Chinese painter of the Song dynasty and was instrumental in the early history of the Chinese landscape art. Zhang Zeduan's most famous painting is Along the River during the Qingming Festival, a long hand scroll which captures the daily life of people from the Song period at the capital, Bianjing, today's Kaifeng city in Henan province. The painting reveals the lifestyle of all levels of society, from rich to poor, as well as different economic activities in rural areas and the city. It offers glimpses of period clothing and architecture. This has been one of the most famous paintings throughout Chinese history. Artists of subsequent dynasties have made many reinterpretative replicas. And now we are going to learn a little bit about modern Chinese painting. Beginning with the New Culture movement, Chinese artists started to adopt using Western techniques. Prominent Chinese artists who studied Western painting include Li Tiefu, Yang Weiliang, Xu Beihong, Lin Fengmian, Fang Ganming, and Liu Haisu. In the early years of the People's Republic of China, artists were encouraged to employ socialist realism. Some Soviet Union socialist realism was imported without modification, and painters were assigned subjects and expected to mass-produce paintings. Along with these developments in professional art circles, there was a proliferation of peasant art depicting everyday life in the rural areas on wall murals and in open-air painting exhibitions. And now we are going to learn Chinese modern art since 1978. After Chinese economic reform, more and more artists boldly conducted innovations in Chinese painting style. The innovations include development of new brushing skill such as vertical direction splash water and ink, with representative artist Tian Chengxie, recreation of new style by integration traditional Chinese and Western painting techniques such as heaven style painting, with representative artist Shao Qiangchen, and new styles that express contemporary theme and typical nature scene of certain regions such as Lijiang painting style, with representative artist Ge Shenghuang. A 2008 set of paintings by Cai Jing, most well known for her use of psychedelic colors, showed influences of both Western and traditional Chinese sources, though the paintings were organic abstractions. Eventually, we are going to learn something about Chinese contemporary art. Chinese painting continues to play an essential role in Chinese cultural expressions. Starting mid-20th century, artists began to combine traditional Chinese painting techniques with Western art styles, leading to the styles of new contemporary Chinese art. One of the representative artists is Wei Dong, who drew inspirations from Eastern and Western sources to express national pride and arrive at personal actualization. This is the end of our session. Thank you very much for your attention and time. See you next time.